the Freemason compass and square, that really tells you like all the information that you need to know to pretty much decode our entire alphabet. So the first half, 1 to 13, is A to M. Second half, N 14 to Z 26. So now all of these numbers directly under the letters, right? We got A1, B2, C3, D is the fourth, so on and so on. So now what happens is when you get to 2 digits, you drop the 0, so a J would be 1. You don't actually do that with a K because this red K in that triangle, that is actually separating a 3 and a 7 and a 7 and a 3. And when you combine those, you end up with 110. When you drop the 0, you're left with 11. That's actually where the word 11 came from, because it's EL on both sides of the V, and the V is what evens it out, makes it level. So we'll start with A. A is trying to tell us all that the letter itself is literally triangular math, because what it is it's this blue line, which is 11 in Greek, lambda. So what this blue line is basically showing you is a natural growth pattern. So at the top of it would be 1. The next row down, imagine these are all bricks. This whole thing is bricks like the Great Pyramid. At the top you have 1 brick. The second row you'd have 2 bricks. So the second row you would add 1 and 2, and you would end up with 3, which is a triangular number, which is how some of these other letters got their positions and their shapes. Let's go to B. Now, lowercase b is a mirror of D, and they're reflecting because they're on each side of C. B, if you actually take the letter and you separate it, it turns into a 13, because the letter B is telling you there are 2, because it's the second letter, there are 2 sets of 13. There's one, there's the second, in the alphabet. And the letter B itself is literally 13 mirrored. And when it's cut, it creates the B. C. C is a reflection of E when it's converted to a number. Now, this first group, 1 to 13, you could look at it like it's a circle in a cycle. Okay, so the full cycle would be 8, because 8 is 2 circles. That would be completion. That's why Z equals 8. But what happens with the D is you're cutting the cycle of 8 in half, because it's the 4th letter. And when you take the circle and you cut it in half, you literally have the letter D forward and backward. And if you carry that line up a little bit, you have the lowercase d. The E, okay? E and L do all types of reflections back and forth from each other. E looks like a 3, but it's in the 5th position. It's directly tied to the 7, because when you go from the E and you move 7 positions, you end up